Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot. I'm back today with part 2, looking at the new decks to my collection. And today we're going to look at, well, the last video we looked at the lovely Tarot and the Mindscapes Tarot. And today it's going to be the Wisdom of Place and the Penumbra Tarot. Yeah. So, happy Lammas to everybody. It is the 2nd of August today. It's Saturday the 2nd of August, and it's a proper grim day in the UK. It looks like it's going to rain. It's overcast and a bit chilly. Excuse me. I got up this morning and I thought it feels like autumn, which is just an awful thought, to be honest. I think we'll get some nice weather back. I don't think this is it for us for the summer. I think we've got some sunshine coming back, but happy Lammas to you for today. So, this deck here, the Wisdom of Place, it's by Elizabeth Bolt and Chip Sullivan, by the looks of it. Elements of Sacred Landscapes. Where did I find this? I found this deck on eBay. It is new, as far as I know. It's by Oro Editions. It's not a deck that I've ever seen on anybody else's channel, I don't think, and I really wasn't sure what I was buying. There were only 2 or 3 pictures on the listing. I have had a very brief little look at it. I can't really remember how to get into it now. That's it, it slides out, the box slides out the bottom. It's a nice little deck, you know, box and everything, actually. So it says on the back, open this box to embark on a magical adventure and relearn the sacred language of nature. These 78 cards draw upon ancestral knowledge of the earth spirits as represented in myths, legends, and traditional practices to inspire self-awareness, environmental consciousness, and creative growth in readers today. Cross the threshold, find the elixir, and reveal the genius of place. Excuse me. So it's a really nice, sturdy little box. It's got a nice guidebook with it. Yeah, it says the same on there. So this is copyright 2025, actually. Yeah, oroeditions.com. So we've got an introduction, the majors, the minors, and the spreads, and some acknowledgements. There's an introduction here. Tells you how to interact with the cards. And it looks like the cards have got very different names, many of them. Like the Fool is the Green Man, the Magician is the Biosphere, the High Priestess, the Doors of Perception, and so on. Justice, the Hydrologic cycle, the Hermit, Deep Ecology, the Wheel of Fortune, the Green Mandela, Death, Metamorphosis, Temperance, the Tree of Life. Yeah. So you get a little picture, a little bit of writing, some words of wisdom. I have no idea whether this deck is going to be something I'll ever be able to read with, as in a traditional tarot card reading. My initial thoughts about it, just from the brief look I've had at it, is that it will end up being an oracle deck, you know, that I will pull a card from to go with my tarot readings. But yeah, oh God, excuse me, my voice. It's because it's early and I've not really spoken out loud particularly yet today. I think it's because it's damp. So yeah, that is that is pretty much it. There's some nice spreads. Let's have a look at the cards. They also come in yet another box here. Which I quite like as well. A box within a box. Now they're big cards. Let's have a look. These are my Tower of the Abyss cards. Let's see how big these are. So you can see they're quite substantial, aren't they? Big cards. Which again, for me, is not that practical for just, you know, tarot readings. I think these are very much going to end up being an oracle deck. It's the backs of the cards. The cardstock's quite nice. They're nice and slidey. They're quite thin, I suppose, you know. They are quite thin, but, you know, it's a difficult one, that, isn't it? I mean, we all like nice cardstock and we all have different favourites of things that we think is good cardstock. I don't mind if they're a bit on the thinner side. I'd probably rather that than they were really very thick, because I can't shuffle a great big thick deck of cards. Well, these will be too big to shuffle properly anyway, but like I said, for the purposes I will use them for an oracle deck, I think they're really very nice. So so yeah, so we've got the Green Man. Let's put this down, because these are quite detailed, these cards, aren't they? There we go. The Biosphere. And there, they all fit in, don't they? There we go. The Doors of Perception, which is the High Priestess, and we can see some of the symbology on these cards. I mean, we can see the Fool here, who is the Green Man. He's just part of nature, isn't he? We can see influences of the Magician here with his wand. We can see that this is the High Priestess. We've got the pillars, we've got the pomegranate. So we can see what these cards are, even though they've got a different name. Pachamama. Organic Proportion for the Emperor. The Geometer. Geometer. I think I've said that right. The Hierophant. The Green Woman. Interesting. Alignments. The Hydraulic Cycle. Huh? The Hermit was deep ecology, wasn't he? That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at the wings, and it's just a mishmash of different creatures there. Green Mandala for the Wheel of Fortune, which is, you know, is a good card, isn't it? Geomancy. Axis Mundi. Huh? I like that. Metamorphosis for Death. The Tree of Life. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but that is the Devil. Let's have a quick look. What is that? It's a Hopi word for life in turmoil or life out of balance. The amount of anthropogenic mass on Earth now exceeds the total amount of biomass. So, provoked by this concept of dysfunction, our card represents the danger to the fragile balance of the Earth's ecosystems wrought by non-indigenous species. Yeah. Interesting. There we go. Ecotone. Polaris for the star. The moon, I like that. Light increasing, flowering, light decreasing, cultivating. So it's, I like this. I mean, I've tried to do some of this with my garden about when to plant things, when to sow seeds, when to harvest things. I really like that. The sun. Closed loop. Yeah. And genius loci for the world. I'm not sure what that is either. So this would be Aquia. This must be the Ace of Cups, mustn't it? Merfolk for the Two of Cups. Naiads, I think you pronounce that. Rain dance. So as I said, I think these would be really very difficult for me to read in a normal tarot reading. I mean, even for my intuition, they're so far out from what you would expect, aren't they, for certain cards? You know, like the Six of Cups here. There's nothing here that makes you sort of think of reminiscing and the past and being sentimental and emotions, is there? There's just nothing that I can see there. So, yeah, I think these will work out as really, really nice oracle cards, actually. They're absolutely fascinating. I think they'll be a good study. They're quite 10 vernal pools. I think there's a lot to be learnt from this deck, isn't there, about ecology and ecosystems and such like. Stepwells, wow. That's amazing, isn't it? So that's 12. So how do these work then with the court cards? Let's have a look. So they just don't have, they're just not court cards at all. So runnels, stepwells, grottos and nymph. 5. So there's actually 15 cards in each suit. Really? Or 14? I suppose that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, of course it is. Where are we? 12, 13 grottos. So these are all different landscapes, different places where water is important, isn't it? And the deities and the symbols that represent certain places of water. So the next one is the butterflies. So that cultural burning, that must be wands, mustn't it, you would think? Let's have a quick look. So they represent earth, air, water and wood. Ah. Earth, air, water and wood. So is this wood? The butterfly? I'm not sure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Let's have a look, the minors, to see if it does explain anything about them. Culture fires, dead trees. Well, I think that may well be wood then. I'm not sure. But that's a very old practice, isn't it, of burning the ground to make it more fertile. Lightning, the equinox and solstice, a windrose, Standing stones. I mean, is this earth, this one? I'm not sure. Could be, couldn't it? Scent. Scrying circles. Portals. So it's making me think it's not wood now. Willow wisp. Heliotropism. Wow. Pollinators. I think this has got to be earth, hasn't it? Hubris. Have I pronounced that right? The stag. And dragon vein. So the next. Yeah, and then we've got a tree on there. So that, I think this is wood, isn't it? Cocopelli. I don't know what that is. Kodama. Kupala. I'm not going to try and pronounce those. That's just terrible. Let's have a look again. Curved back flute player. Ooh. So Cocopella is a curved back flute player. Kodama is a spirit to inhabit elder trees. So this has got to be wood, hasn't it? Kupala is the Slavic goddess of midsummer. Oh, I don't know. As I said, this is my first proper look at this deck, so I don't really know what I'm looking at, but it's very pretty, isn't it, in places? Very detailed. There's a lot to take in and absorb. Sacred lotus. Bottle trees. Lav and Etrog. The three friends of winter. Let's see who they are. What are bottle trees as well? In sub-Saharan African tradition, glass bottles suspended upside down from trees were thought to ward off evil spirits. Words of wisdom, find the message in the bottle. The three friends of winter are the pine, plum and bamboo. So this is definitely trees, this is definitely wood, isn't it, this one? Mandrake. Do you remember those in Harry Potter? They screamed, didn't they? The flowery mead, that's beautiful. Arcadia. And the sacred grove. Nematona watches over. Do you remember that from a Doreen Virtue goddess cards? Nematona, the goddess of sacred groves. So then we've got caves. So is this, oh dear, this is confusing me. Of what's what? There was earth, air, water and wood. Well, caves are not air, are they? Which was only the last one left, so they must be earth. Echoes. The primrose path. How lovely. Labyrinth. Fairy hills. Fungi web. That's really cool, isn't it? Henges. So this is definitely earth, isn't it? Omphalos. Bridges. Mounds. Hedge witches. Don't know what that says. Persian carpet. And the Hortus conclusus. My pronunciation. Let me give them a little shuffle and I'll pick one and I'll read what it says. God, if I can shuffle them, they're huge. I'm going to have to do them over the top. This is definitely an oracle deck, isn't it? I don't know how anyone would be able to use this to read on an average tarot reading at all. I can't even work out what the suits are at the moment, can I? So, what did we get? Oh, hedge witches. Very nice. Let's have a look. Hedge witches. Is that number 11? As an inhabitant of the outskirts beyond the hedge at the edge of town, a hedge witch is an intermediary between civilization and the natural world. She is a healer, shaman, and keeper of extensive botanical knowledge of herbs and medicines. The words of wisdom are: walk in balance between two worlds. The healing powers of compounds made from natural ingredients are key components of traditional Chinese, Ayurvedic, and indigenous medicines. And the creative words are: enlist nature in all that you do. So there we go. I'm overall happy with this deck. Like I said, I think it's a bit of a disappointment to me that I honestly just don't think I could use this as a tarot deck, but I've got many other decks, to be honest, that I would never be able to read in any kind of average tarot reading. So that's not the end of the world. They just become oracle decks, don't they? Which is fine. And I love botanical decks. I love decks that are very earthy, so I'm happy with that. I like the box, and yeah, I'm happy with that. It didn't cost too much. If I can't get it back in now, I don't think it cost too much either, if I remember rightly. It might have been about £20 on eBay. So right, and the last of the decks that I've sort of collected over the summer and not even looked at yet is the Penumbra Tarot by Eris Elizabeth, and the guidebook by Ethany with Eris Elizabeth. And this is actually the first deck that I've bought by Ethany. We all know and love Ethany and her channel on YouTube. But I think, what was it, the Modern Love deck? There's a few decks, isn't there, that Ethany's done that I was quite interested in. But this is my first. This is copyright 2021. Manufactured by Ethany Enterprises. It's a really cute box, isn't it? I think that's what drew me to it, actually, is the box. I've got a very, very chunky little guidebook there. There's the inside of the box, which is really pretty. Got a sort of mandala in the bottom of the box. It's a really, really nice box, isn't it? And then the cards, which are actually beautiful as well. Divine the moon and create a magical year. Interview your new tarot deck. Well, I may well do that, actually. Not today, I don't think. But I will do that. Look how beautiful that is. It's a sort of, I don't know, is it bronze? Coppery bronze colour with black. It's very, very nice. Lovely cards, lovely cardstock, actually. Quite thick, not at all bendy. And a nice size. Let's see what size they are. I think they're going to be the same length as my Tarot of the Abyss, but probably just a bit wider, I think is what they'll be. So yeah, actually they are very slightly taller and wider, very slightly. So let's have a look at the guidebook first. It's a very chunky little book. I love the colour palette of this actually. So Penumbra, a space of partial illumination between the perfect shadow on all sides and the full light. A surrounding or adjoining region in which something exists in a lesser degree, a fringe, or something that covers, surrounds, or obscures, a shroud. Ooh. So it looks like the suits are the same, the cards are the same names. Oh no, we've got swords, torches, cups and pentacles. So torches would be wands. Those familiar with Smith-Waite will find both familiarity and challenge here. It's a deck with a clear voice for everyday life. Yeah. Blessings for the deck. Initiations. Tarot activities, spreads. And then for the majors, we get a lovely colour picture and a page. Ooh, 3 pages of writing. That's really nice, isn't it? So you get the legacy reversed, Eris's notes and perigee. What was that again? I didn't read that, did I? What does that mean? Legacy, upright and reversed traditional tarot cards, meanings written by Ethne. The apogee is channeled from Eris, giving insight into the divine influences and intent that inspired it. Perigee is additional notes and tidbits about the card's artwork. And song, a song related to the meaning or feeling of each card. A playlist is available on Spotify when you search for Penumbra Tarot. Ooh, I like that. Oh, and they're different names as well. We've got an Agent of Swords there. I don't know whether that's the Ace. Is it? Crown of Swords. Ooh. Throne of Swords. Interesting. So that's instead of the court cards, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at them anyway. So I realise I've been seriously waffling, haven't I? So we've got the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. The colours are beautiful, aren't they? They really stand out. I love the Empress there. That's gorgeous. The Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers. That's an amazing card, isn't it? The contrast between the snake and the dove there. The Chariot. The Strength. The Hermit, that's nice. I really like the colour palette actually. Look at that, look, the Wheel of Fortune. It's beautiful. Justice. The Hanged One. Oh. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. So in stark contrast to the previous deck, the Wisdom of Place, I think I could definitely read with this deck. This is lovely. Look at the moon and the sun. Oh, they're gorgeous together, aren't they? Judgment, that's really interesting. And the World. Wow. I've got a witch on a broomstick like that hanging in my window. A curvaceous witch. The Ace of Swords. 2 of Swords, I like that. Oh, look at the green in that. 3 of Swords. That's painful. 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords. 7. Huh? The 8. That's clever. I like that. The 9. Oh dear. 10 of Swords. Yeah. The element of Swords. So that must be, who is the element? Let's have a look. Where are we? Is it Ace 3? Sorry. Element, so it doesn't say who it's linked to, I don't think. Parliament of Owls. Oh, it is, yeah, that is supposed to represent the page. So the page, the knight. I think, I don't know whether there's the Queen and the King. I think so. I think they are supposed to represent those people. So that's the page. This looks like a knight, doesn't it? We often see an animal in motion, don't you, with a knight? The Crown of Swords and the Throne of Swords. The Ace of Torches, the 2 of Torches. Oh dear. The 3 of Torches. I like that. The 4 of Torches. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Ooh. And 10. They're pretty cool. I like those. Then we've got the page, the knight. Ooh. And then the Crown of Torches and the Throne of Torches. So they're obviously, we've got male and female this time, the other way round. So they're obviously interchangeable, which is a clever idea. The Ace of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, wow. 4 of Cups, the 5, the 6, that's very sweet, isn't it? The 7, the 8, the 9. I'm loving the greens and blues in this deck. The 10 of Cups, and the Element, the Agent, the Crown, and the Throne. God, look at them, they really stand out, don't they? Then we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, that's lovely. The 3 of Pentacles, the 4, the 5 of Pentacles, oh, the 6 of Pentacles, that's very sweet. The 7, the 8, the 9, that's lovely. It's always one of my favourite cards, the 9 of Pentacles. 10, the Element of Pentacles, that's lovely. As is the Kangaroo. It's a surprise. I didn't expect to see a kangaroo. They're so green. Look at the greenness of them. It's a beautiful deck, isn't it? I really like this. It's kind of unusual artwork, isn't it? It shuffles really nicely, actually. I can just about fit it in my hand. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's pick a card. The Ace of Swords. Oh. We have at the bottom the Magician. Let's have a look at the Ace of Swords. Where are we? Such a chunky little book. There's a lot to get through. So it says the legacy. A new wave of brilliant ideas is about to flow to you like a breath of fresh air, which is wonderful news if you've been under the storm clouds of confusion and static. If you have a flash of inspiration, do something with it and use the potential coming your way. This is a card of swift energy and sudden change, so you won't be waiting for long for the answers you seek. Bring your keen intellect to all of your projects and challenges. The Ace of Swords is also a sign to hit the books and learn as much as possible. In reverse, it's get ready for a fight, or at the very least a challenge. If you need to defend yourself, take the time to prepare the facts to back yourself up. Aries' notes are the apogee. The clear insight comes with swift inspiration. The sword cuts through the bullshit of procrastination and the clamouring of bells with a shawing. Sound reverberates, and so we begin. Ideas will emerge, voices will be heard, and justice will prevail. God, a sword to cut through the bullshit of procrastination. Wouldn't that be nice? The perigee, the sword emerges like a divine gift from the cauldron of inspiration. The yellows and purples swirl, conjoining to usher in potent ideas. The swords are often looked upon as a bleak suit, but there is so much potency in the important magic that must be done that you must forge within yourself to reenact change. The eye on the feather represents wisdom and protection from the divine to do the work that must follow. And the song is In Light by Juliana Barwick. I've not heard of that. I'll have to look up some of the songs as I start to work a little bit with this deck. I'm looking forward to it. I've got so many lovely decks to work with though at the moment. It's hard to know what to choose because I really like the Mindscapes. I really like the lovely Om. I really like this one. The Wisdom of Place, I'm still very happy that I've added to my collection, but I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. So, but anyway, thanks so much for watching, and please do say hello. I hope to upload this video this weekend, and early in the week I plan to do a VR. I think it's a VR to Nat at Nat the Horse Witch, who I've recently subscribed to, and she's done a hashtag deck personalities which look quite fun, so I'm going to have a go at that. I just need to work out what decks I'm going to use. So thanks for watching. Please do say hello. Love to you all, and I'll see you all again soon.